Hello, I'm John Fox on the channel John West. I'm having a What Remains of Edith Finch adventure. This is Gregory. We're going to read what exactly happened to Gregory. We found out at the last episode that Edith is 22 weeks pregnant, which I should have actually guessed because, yeah, she's got a bump. I mean, to be fair, I had no reason to look down before, but you may have guessed, but I'm actually stalling. Right, let's read this then.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
So I'm controlling the frog and its jumps.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Oh, he's controlling the frog still.
Time's over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Oh, the ducks are following him. Let's get the final one.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Stop dancing, you ducks!
Whatever it was, he saw.
Huh. Right. He stopped talking, possibly so I could do some sweet tricks with this frog.
Sure made him happy.
There we go. We're having a whale of a time. Try and land on the whale. Try that again. There's something up the top there I want. Damn it, I want a double bounce, don't I? Oh, hang on, I know what I need to do. I need to hold it down for longer.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Well, that was absurdly sad. Right. Fulfilled his job. Being a baby. Let us... Oh, it's been sealed, isn't it? Yes. And climb.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
We're running out of family members. But Edie doesn't die until 2010. Same year as Lewis. But you can see the three of them survived those two as well. Sanjay. So these are the significant others.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
So I'm just looking at these post-it notes.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
Milton. Ah. We don't know what happened to Milton just yet. Okay. Apparently we are not going down, we are going...
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
Some herbs.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
Yeah, they kept building and building.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
This school. It's Edith? I would feel like she'd have something to say about that.
but it didn't last.
I don't think I ever learnt all these. What? Like, it didn't seem like an important part of our lessons. Like, I know all this because of Wikipedia. You click on an animal, it just tells you all of these, but I don't think I was ever taught them.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
There's still more up to go, though. Okay, makes more sense that way. He's a king. Find out what happened to Milton then.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
Yes. We saw that door. Huh.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Let's ascend further. This is cruel. Why would you do this? Why don't we ever close our doors behind us? Reading is a hoot.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room, except Lewis.
So the moral of this game is the health and safety is important.
Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
I'm seeing how many fish can stack up.
His mind began to...
Do you think I've broken something? Wow, his mind began to do something.
Wonder.
Oh.
I asked him to describe it.
Doing both of these at the same time is obviously quite hard.
He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
This is very clever.
Then, daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery.
Oh, I got them
But his
completed.
chopping was as reliable as ever. And one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet,
More real.
were all in his imagination,
Oh.
so he could do whatever he wished. he held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville.
Yay!
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince, handsome queen.
Aha! I did both.
The queen was on her own quest for radiant rainbows.
Goddamn right she was.
He followed the sound of her electric sitar.
Oops. I like that it joins up.
His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Ooh.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
But I better try and go back out. Right, fine. Fine.
He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Louis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
I'm gonna have a look around quickly. Alright, fine, let's ascend, shall we? I'm not sure how this is supposed to work, but...
I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Yay!
The palace would be packed with his companions. Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting me. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
That's not how one puts the crowns on!
Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Right. I don't know how much of this game is left. So, I think I'm going to let you go here, but I might glue a bit more to this episode, so that's why I continue talking. Anyway, I've been John Fox on channel John West. I've been having a What Remains for Edith Finch adventure. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Thank you for watching.